afternoon, everyone, and welcome to laughingplace.com's Star Wars headlines. It's a live discussion of the things that have been happening within the world of Star Wars. So jump in the chat, ask us questions. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Rebekah Mosley, the co-founder of Laughing Place, and with me is our Southern California lead correspondent, Mike Celestino, who is also the director of our Star Wars content here at Laughing Place. Mike, how's it been going?
Busy.
Yeah.
Late night at Disneyland last night at the Main Street Electrical Parade. There you go.
Yeah.
Return.
That was a lot of fun. Seeing the parade come back. I know that you created a lot of content for Laughing Place, so be sure and check that out. My favorite tweet, though, Mike, I have to admit, was your clever take on the popcorn buckets there.
I credit our friend Jeff DePauli, who put his popcorn buckets in the street and turned the lights on, and it kind of gave me that idea, having just come from Avengers Campus, where I had seen the little mini Bugs Land for the first time myself. I was like, oh, it's another little version of a Disney Parks attraction there. So,
and I apologize, I have a bit of a cough. I've come back from vacation with a bit of a cold, but
no problem.
Let's see, Mike. Today's with we're going to start off with Book of Boba Fett news.
Yeah, so we're finally getting this Disney Gallery, the Book of Boba Fett, which is the behind the scenes special that'll be about the making of that series. You know, they've done it for The Mandalorian season 1 and season 2. Season 1 was like a whole series of episodes about the making of The Mandalorian. Then season 2, they did one episode, and then we'll get, I think, just one episode of how they made the Book of Boba Fett too, which I've been curious about a few things. So glad that that's finally coming out May the 4th, and I'll be recapping that for Laughing Place.
And continuing within the new extended universe of Star Wars, we actually are sad to report that Mandalorian actor Rio Hackford has passed away at the age of 51. In our report, we talk about that he was the performance artist behind IG-11 in Mandalorian, and he had several other roles within Disney.
Yeah, obviously Taika Waititi was the voice of IG-11 in the final product of The Mandalorian, but this is the gentleman who would have performed that character on set. So sad news to hear that he passed away.
Within the world of gaming, Skydance New Media, they have announced a project with Lucasfilm Games. This is with the creative team headed by Amy Hennig, who is known for the Uncharted series. I previously, it had been announced that Skydance New Media would be doing a Marvel cinematic storytelling game. So exciting to see them now also announcing this partnership with Lucasfilm. In kind of doing a little bit of a read into this, I know Amy Hennig had previously, there had been a lot of excitement, I guess, within gaming community over a project previously. So that was known as Project Ragtag. So I got the impression that some people are hoping this announcement may mean that project isn't totally gone by the wayside. So time will tell what kind of project, but cinematic adventure story coming for Star Wars gaming fans from Skydance and New Media. And we'll be sure and keep you updated as more information becomes available about that.
I saw Matt Martin tweeted about this, saying he actually quote tweeted his own tweet from like a year ago or something, where he said like lots of exciting news coming from the Star Wars gaming world. And then he said a month later, everybody was asking me where that news was. And he said, now it's finally all coming out. We're getting all this gaming news. I guess he was expecting it to come out sooner, or I don't know. Just was kind of getting people excited beforehand. But yeah, it is exciting. Hopefully we'll hear more about this kind of stuff at Celebration next month.
Well, I can say that I have been enjoying this Lego game. I actually had the chance to play it on the airplane a lot, traveling to it and from vacation. But it has proven to be a lot of fun. I am very eager for the weekend so I can spend some more time exploring the universe. And they sent out a tweet acknowledging that Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga is the biggest Lego game, biggest launch in Lego game history. So
Nice.
a lot of fun.
Great.
Yeah, happy to see it's performing well. Continuing with headlines this week, Mike, we are gearing up for May the 4th, and part of the fun is in the days leading up at the El Capitan Theater.
Yeah, the Hollywood home of Disney's theatrical experience. If you go to El Cap on Hollywood Boulevard, it's kind of across the street from the Chinese theater down there next to the Jimmy Kimmel studio on Hollywood. And they do lots of Disney movies there, mostly new stuff coming up, but every once in a while they'll have a revival of a different Disney film. And it seems like you said, in celebration of May the 4th and the 45th anniversary of Star Wars, we'll get the original trilogy. Of course, this will be, in all likelihood, the most recent edit of the special edition. So odds are you're not going to see the original cuts if you go check them out at the LCAP. But still always very cool to see these movies on the big screen. And you always get a great experience and presentation when you go to the LCAP.
And Doobie's wondering if you can estimate the number of times you've seen A New Hope.
I have probably seen that movie. Realistically, I would say 75 times. Is that about? Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh wow. Okay.
Does that sound less than you would think?
No. That sounds about right. I have to say, I wish we could see the original.
Yeah.
Every time I'm watching the modern version, I'm like, I want to get the contrast. I want to see it nicely cleaned up, but without all the digital additions.
Yeah, I do have the DVDs that they put out with the original cuts on them, but they're non-anamorphic. They don't, it's a transfer basically from the Laserdisc prints. Okay. So they're not ideal, but at least I do have them and I can watch them. It just they're not in HD. Obviously, you have to actually like zoom in on the TV to make it fill the screen because it's non-anamorphic DVD. But at least I do have the original cuts available to me. But I would love to get a HD, a nice cleaned up, like you said, transfer of that. To answer Mike's question there about the format at El Capitan, I know that El Capitan doesn't even have a film projector at all anymore. So these will just be in digital. I don't think they ever got around to finishing the trilogy in 3D, so I don't think that will happen. But yeah, just the digital, probably 4K.
And Barnum also says that he saw episode 4 38 times in theaters when it came out. I don't even think I think I saw it once in theaters when it came out, and then I saw it when it did when it came back just before the prequels when they did that special, and I saw it at was it, I don't know if it was Mann's or Grauman's at the time, but I saw it at Hollywood's Chinese Theater at that point. But you're talking about editions that you have. I actually have it on something called digital video. It's like a VHS, but it was considered a digital transfer. So I don't know. So it's in my safe place.
Okay.
And, Doobie recalls falling asleep in the theaters at age 6 when he saw Star Wars. So there you have it. So a little bit of history regarding Star Wars in our group. If anybody else out there has any special recollections or memories of watching A New Hope, jump in the chat. Let us know. In the meantime, we're going to jump to upcoming event, and that is Star Wars Celebration. I know Mike is super pumped for this upcoming fun.
I am super pumped for a couple reasons. One is I finally got confirmation of my media badge, which I was kind of sweating about that because they had given us like a date. I think they said like April 14th or something, or 11th or something we were supposed to hear by, and then it was like 5 days after that I got the email. So I was like I was nervous about that, but I got the confirmation. I do have a media badge, and then I also so last time I was at Celebration, in Chicago 2019, I went to this pre-party thing the night before, and there was like a karaoke contest between all the Star Wars fans at this pre-party thing. And I was like, next time Celebration happens, I'm going to be part of this karaoke contest. So I found out how to submit, thanks to our friends over at Skywalking Through Neverland. Submitted this video that I had made actually for Disney Trivia Live, the performance of me covering MC Chris's Fett's Vet, and they played it in the qualifying rounds, and I guess I got voted in, thanks to all the people who voted too many times for me. But yeah, if you go to this bar the night before Celebration in Fullerton, which is not far from Anaheim, I'm going to be part of this karaoke competition. It's going to be a fun time. There's going to be lots of fun people there, special guests, cool Star Wars fans to meet and hang out with. And it's going to be a big kickoff party for Celebration.
And as you look for more information about that, I've put the Twitter account up here. It's Cantina Virtual is the Twitter account, and they're highlighting their Bunta Eve Cantina. That's what they're calling their event, and it's over at Biggs in Fullerton on May 25th. You can see that they're going to have a few celebrities from within the world of Star Wars as judges to some extent for their karaoke, as well as for autograph signings, and just to have some fun and to if you want to have some fun before the fun with your fellow Star Wars fans, be sure and check that out, and maybe catch a performance by our very own Mike.
And if you say hi to me there, as with throughout Star Wars Celebration, if you say hi to me, you will get a Who's the Boss button. Got a bunch of them ready to go. So claim yours in a month at Star Wars Celebration.
So lots of fun upcoming, both with May the 4th and then on May 25th with the Star Wars Celebration. We're looking forward to a lot of announcements coming out of these events, as well as just, fun. So I think GB's trying to claim a button.
Yeah, next time I see you, you'll get a button.
There you go.
We should talk about those guests, though, right? I kind of skipped over that.
And so, that would be... Nope, wrong one. There you go.
They announced a couple more celebrity guests coming to Star Wars Celebration this year. Kelly Marie Tran, who's best known as Rose Tico from The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Billie Lourd, famously the daughter of Carrie Fisher, but also played... Let me see if I can pull this name here. Oh, boy. What was her character's name? Nope, I don't have it. Is it there?
It starts with
there? It's in the fine print. Yeah, I see it. Lieutenant
Connix?
Yeah. It was in there somewhere, but I couldn't pull
it. So there you go. So these are some of the names that have been added to the ever-growing list of Star Wars celebrities coming to Star Wars Celebration. Within the Lego world, Mike, they've announced a Landspeeder set is coming soon.
Yeah, this is the Ultimate Collector Series Landspeeder. So they've made the Landspeeder a bunch of times before in the smaller scale. This is going to be much bigger. It has a lot more pieces. You can see it's way bigger than even minifigure scale, because you can see the two minifigures it comes with, Luke and C-3PO, which I've seen up close pictures of those minifigures, and they're actually a little more detailed than usual, which is cool. You get that with them. Yeah, you can see C-3PO has printing on the side of his leg and arm, which they've never done before. So that's kind of a bonus. But I tend to prefer the minifigure scale stuff. So this might be too big for something that I would want to buy for myself. But I know there are a lot of collectors who do like this larger scale Ultimate Collector Series Lego sets. And I do want... Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to answer Mike's question about Lodico Fendant attending Celebration. And I would say I would be surprised if he didn't in some form or another. But yeah, watch for him there.
And regarding this Lego Star Speeder set, it continues the pattern that they've released the Millennium Falcon and AT-AT And now you have a Star Speeder, and as Mike points out, you have to build an additional room onto your house to continue to store and display these amazing sets that are coming from Lego. So, oh, man. So I love this stuff. I just constantly, every time I see something like this, I'm like, where would I put it? What would I
Right.
need to remove in order to be able to, showcase this in the way I want to? But it's very, very good looking stuff
I
coming
do.
from Lego.
I want to say the exception to my rule, the one that I just put on my wish list like a month ago when they announced it, is the DeLorean, because they just announced the kind of an ultimate collector series DeLorean, which is bigger than minifigure scale, but that's my favorite movie vehicle of all time. So I have to have that one. I put it on my wish list for the holidays or whatever. So um
Yeah, that one has been the source of discussion around our household as well. To add to the growing collection of DeLoreans. I forget. I was just told the other day by our teenage son how many DeLoreans he has, and it was far more than I ever would have expected.
Really, I
So,
didn't know that. I didn't know that.
oh no, that is a treasured movie vehicle for our son Gideon. So yeah, that one's been a source of discussion around here too. So we'll see. Let's see.
Let's get
From
to the fun.
Yeah, I know. We're talking about Lego Star Wars. Well, and Mike Farnham says apparently Lego seems to have passed him by because he just grew up with the plain bricks, so he isn't able to progress into the world of Star Wars. He's still
It's
locked into the 6x2s and the
sure.
4x2s.
It's funny because I grew up also without Lego Star Wars. It didn't get introduced until 1999. I was 19 years old when they started Lego Star Wars. But growing up, my friend and I would always pretend like use the existing Lego sets to build Star Wars stuff. And I had a friend who was really good at like creating his own designs based on other stuff. Like he would build the DeLorean and he would build the Millennium Falcon out of Lego, but it was before they had official sets and stuff.
Wow.
So we were always pretending that Lego was Star Wars even before they got the license. But when those two finally did get married in '99, I was so psyched. Even though I was just becoming an adult, it really grabbed a hold of me right away. And I've spent many, many, many dollars on Lego Star Wars sets.
Well, continuing with our window shopping, over at Shop Disney, they've unveiled a variety of home and garden items celebrating the various Star Wars characters and figures. Grogu is featured on a number of items for the outdoor gardening types. You've got the garden stool with the nice little bag underneath for your supplies. You can see here how you would, have your little gardening tools as part of this stool. Also, they have a cooler. It's getting to be picnic season, so you can take Grogu along with you for your outdoor adventures. Keep your drinks cool. Once again, if you're picnicking, Han and Leia, that familiar "I love you, I know," featured on these Pilsner. I consider these Pilsner glasses, but I don't know what their official name is. But every time I look at them, I just think of beer.
Okay.
So a wide variety of garden and outdoor fun items available currently at Shop Disney. We'll have a link below to the collection that Becca has gathered for of these items. What do you think about this one, Mike? It's a bottle cooler, and it reflects our favorite Wookiee.
Not something I would buy for myself. Would you have guessed that? So I've come to prefer, for stuff like this, I've come to prefer something that would look like more like in universe.
Gotcha.
Like you're not going to see characters in the movie walking around with a water bottle that looks like Chewbacca or whatever. So
I'm just enamored with the whole idea of a water cooler container that I'm going to brush. It's so bizarre. So, hey, Mike Farnham is asking, Celestino, did you know that Han and Leia carved their initials into the Halcyon engineering room?
I did know that. In fact, I believe I could be wrong, but I believe I was the first person to tweet out a photo of that.
So you can find that on our left on Who's the Boss Pod Twitter feed. I'm sure Mike did have fun discovering that little hidden Easter egg when he took a cruise aboard the Halcyon. But returning to a little bit more of the household goods, the Death Star serving board, so you can cut the cheese and meats of your charcuterie board on the Death Star. So there you have it. Lots of fun coming to you from Shop Disney, and we'll have the link below. From the world of the sweet smelling, we've got some new Scentsy items from the world of Star Wars. Sorry, Mike.
It's okay.
Princess Leia and Darth Vader plush that can contain a nice smelling item. There's a couple of items that are available from Etsy within that world of Star Wars. And once again, we'll have a link below so you can take a look at what's available within that from Etsy.
Every time we go through all the new Star Wars merchandise, I can only picture Steve Sansweet sighing.
Yes, as the collection grows.
And if you know the Star Wars community, you know what I'm talking about, because he's got the Guinness World's Record for largest Star Wars merchandise collection, and I think he accepts or tries to acquire every piece of merch that comes out, and has it in a giant barn in his backyard or whatever. So every time I see, I'm like, what? He did a post about Grogu on Twitter, and he's like, oh, we're always happy to get more Grogu stuff. And I'm thinking he must have an entire wing of that place must just be Grogu.
Yeah, here you go. Here's a couple more items to add to it. You can have a plug-in warmer that looks like Grogu, or a tea light holder, or the little plush, once again, that you can store the smelly thing. Does the Celestino home feature scented items, or do your would that not be the cats don't permit such items within the home?
Oh yeah, Tori likes scented stuff for sure. I would never, again, this is something I would not think of on my own. But I came home one day and the whole place smelled like vanilla, I think, and we've had different scents. I do have that candle that I got from the Galactic Star Cruise that smells like the atrium. I'm terrified to ever light it because I don't want to use it up. You know, I just want to hang on to it forever. Yeah. So every once in a while, I'll just hold it up to my nose and smell it.
In our house, role reversal. My husband's the one who is really into all the smelling stuff. So yeah. And for Star Wars fans, I just wanted to highlight, you might not think of this in connection with Star Wars, but a new Dooney and Burke satchel has arrived at Shop Disney. And although it's in celebration specifically of the Walt Disney World Resort's 50th birthday, it does feature Captain Rex. And so I wanted to make sure that Star Wars fans were aware that this collection had come out, in case you're, super passionate about Captain Rex and want to make, this purse captures your fancy because of that. There he is, front and center on this particular pattern design. So there you go.
Do you think prior to Disney acquiring Lucasfilm, did Disney own the character of Captain Rex, or did Lucasfilm own that character, or were they like co-owners of that character?
I would have thought of it more as a Disney character than I would have thought of it within, like, it feels like one of those things where by crafting that character, now they have something that they don't have to constantly be checking in with Lucasfilm about exactly how to utilize it. But maybe I'm totally off on that. So did you lose me?
No, I still see you and still hear you.
Okay, good, because I can't see anything. So okay, I've got my screens back now. Oh, I see what Doobie's pointing out. That's
a different droid.
I wouldn't think Lucasfilm would have let them own it, and now he's discussing the droids that are working as you encounter the queue, and he says
Yeah,
Disney own them.
that's the
Oh,
Patrick Warburton droid.
and Mike Farnham's coming in and thinking that Lucas created it, and so therefore perhaps I'm totally off base. So I don't know. That's one of those things that now you've got me curious. I might have to poke around a little bit, see what I can learn about the history of Captain Rex. But you have been creating your own Star Wars character, and had a bit of fun with him on board the Galactic Star Cruiser. The latest chapter was released recently.
Yeah, so last Friday I released chapter 3, part 3 of my little web series about my journeys aboard the Halcyon and the Galactic Star Cruiser on the way to Batuu. The series is called Antiquities, a Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser story. You can find the whole thing so far on our YouTube channel, the Laughing Place YouTube channel. Part 4 will come out a week from Saturday as part of the Disney Trivia Live. I think I've told Doobie this, but I want to premiere that during Disney Trivia Live on Saturday, April 30th. That'll be part 4. So stay tuned to see what happens there.
Very cool. And I know that we've been talking a lot about, Star Wars Celebration, and we've talked about the Halcyon. But one of the things that I got reminded of, because Disney sent kind of a reminder of the Wish. It's a lantern item, and so you've got, oh nope, move it over here. There you go. You've got Captain Minnie aboard, but then in looking at it, I was reminded not only will it have Marvel and Frozen, but it will have the hyperspace lounge, and I'm looking forward to later this year. Right, we'll have fans. I'll shove this up in here so you can see. See, look, like a nice little lantern.
Oh, cool!
Isn't that cool?
Nice.
But pretty soon, when the Disney Wish sets sail, right, we'll have fans able to enjoy a beverage or two aboard the is it the hyperspace lounge?
Yes,
Is that the name of it? Yeah.
Sublight lounges on the Halcyon.
There you go. And we have some articles about that on Laughing Place. I'm going to put the link below just to remind you, because it's an amazing setup they've got there. It's like stepping into a Star Wars location. You're going to have view screens where you can see ships from across the galaxy and various planets. So yeah, just wanted to remind people that is also coming soon. I know right now at Laughing Place, we're working on a write-up about the Casetify options that are coming from the Star Wars branded items for your Casetify collection, if that's your brand, to protect your cell phone. We also recently, today, we published an article by Alex about the connection of Star Wars with the upcoming Lightyear film. So if you haven't had a chance to read that on Laughing Place, I invite you to check that out. We've always got a lot going on here at Laughing Place. We cover not only Star Wars, but we also cover Marvel. We cover Disney theme parks. We cover Disney movies. It's Earth Day, so we've highlighted some of the Earth Day content appearing on Disney Plus. So lots going on at Laughing Place. So be sure and check out laughingplace.com. Follow us on Twitter, laughing_place. And if you want to stay on top of the Star Wars content, you can follow Mike with his Who's the Boss Pod Twitter account. That'll keep you up to date, specifically on the Star Wars content, as well as some of Mike Celestino's adventures as our Southern California correspondent. So let's see, Mike. I think that pretty much wraps it up for us here at Star Wars Headlines. Anything you want to add before we sign off?
We didn't have any comic books this week. I just wanted to mention that no Star Wars comics came out this week, which is rare. Usually we get at least one a week, but that'll continue pick up again next week. And yeah, we should mention that. Good observation there, Mike. I did go to Galaxy's Edge on Monday, and I should have had you prep that, but I forgot to put it in the outline. But yeah, I got pics with Chewbacca and Rey and the First Order stormtroopers. You can go to Galaxy's Edge on both coasts, and the characters are walking around interacting with guests instead of standing up on the catwalks or on the platforms and stuff. You don't have to look at them from a distance anymore. You can now get up close and personal, hug a Wookiee, as Mike Farnham said there. And Doobie mentioned I talked to Ant-Man yesterday at California Adventure and got to see his little miniaturized, shrunken Bugs Land that he carries around now, which was introduced this week. But yeah, lots of fun stuff going on at the parks. Lots of big Star Wars stuff coming up in May. This month, April is kind of the calm before the storm, but May is going to be big, big, big for Star Wars. So look forward to that.
We're definitely gearing up for May the 4th and the end of May, when there's going to be a lot of Star Wars content. So Mike is describing it correctly, that it's the calm before the storm. And we appreciate you joining us for this week's Star Wars headlines, sticking through my coughing fits. I appreciate it very much. We'll have links below for all the content that we've been discussing here. I was just trying to pull up that tweet for you real quick, Mike, before we sign off, because it's
okay.
Your smile is too big to not share.
Okay, I'll plug Who's the Boss while you do that. There you go. Oh yeah.
Go ahead. You can talk about Who's the Boss.
Who's the Boss? My podcast is on a little bit of a hiatus right now, but I'm returning May the 4th with the big 100th episode spectacular, and then episode 101 right after that, probably the week after, is going to be the 3rd anniversary of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge with Mike Farnham, who's in the chat. He's going to be my guest for that. So that's very exciting. There's me with Chewbacca on Monday, finally getting up close and getting to put his arm around my shoulder. You can see I trimmed my beard after, because you couldn't really tell the difference between me and the Wookiee. That was my first indication that I needed to tidy up a little bit.
So very nice to see. The hugs are back at Disney parks. Thanks as always for keeping us up to date on all things Star Wars, as well as happenings along the West Coast. Mike, I'll see you soon. We'll talk again soon. Thanks everyone for joining us.